Hi friends, welcome back to Botanical Woman. If we haven't met, I'm Christine, and I am your enthusiast plant killer. All jokes aside, you know you're gonna have to kill a few plants in order to get a green thumb. I'm excited to welcome you to our first Prop and Chop, where we talk all about propagations. It is my favorite part of this hobby. What's your favorite part? Is it watering plants? Because if it is, you have to come over here. So I've killed my fair share of plants, and I'd like to share with you two of the most important things that I've learned. Number one, first and foremost, when you're caring for your propagations, they love high humidity. This just brings them back home, they're really comfortable there, and it really signals to the plant that it is time to grow. So your propagations will be super happy under high humidity. The second thing that comes hand in hand with high humidity is the temperature. You want to keep your propagations at 75 degrees or higher. You could probably go up to 90, but also be careful. You don't want to give it too much heat because I have cooked a few plants as well. Trying to increase the temperature is pretty easy. You could use a heat mat, or actually on top of your refrigerator, it's actually constantly 75 degrees right on top of it. So if you want to leave some of your propagations up there, that'd be a perfect place for it. Let's talk about the humidity. It is a big deal in our hobby. It is a hot item. The Lavoie is the Porsche model of all humidifiers, if you didn't know that. It can do everything except refill itself. I've also bought a Toyota Camry version that is what you'd think, basic and reliable. But anyway, I don't run any of those anymore. Keep in mind that I live in the Pacific Northwest, where it is always green all year round, which is why I love it here. So I found it more work than it was really worth, and so I just stopped doing it and see what would happen. Keep in mind, I also have a pretty large plant collection, and it's all in one room, so that helps. And I've also added multiple aquariums in the same room to aid with my multiple tank syndrome. I really feel like these two hobbies go hand in hand. It really fulfills my love for learning and biology, and it's overall been a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the hands-on experiences, even though I didn't do so well in chemistry in high school. Sorry, I digress. So, if you group your plants together, that will also help, but you can also pot the plants in the same pot. I know a lot of people don't like to do this. It's like some kind of like unsaid norm. Do not pot your plants together. It's not true. I do it all the time and I actually love it. So I would try it, and yeah, welcome your plants to their new friends. And the ultimate orgy would be a plant wall, which is what I have created. I love my plant wall. It's been really easy to maintain and water everyone fairly quickly. I feel like I spent a lot less time kind of watering them. That's been a major plus side. If you want to hear more about that, we'll pin my latest update here for you. And the other thing I realized after keeping my plants in propagation boxes is that that level of condensation, the 90% relative humidity that really makes a difference in your plant growth, you cannot get that in an apartment setting unless you want to turn your house into a greenhouse, which, as close as this is, that's not going to happen, and it's not sustainable. I really recommend that you get yourself some sort of greenhouse or propagation box. Greenhouses don't look that great, especially in your living room environment, but you've got options. I've been following a group of plant addicts on Facebook that have turned into IKEA hackers, and they've been stalking every location of every Milbos cabinet across the US. They know what color, what is the current inventory status, minute by minute. F5, 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 F5. I personally have not gone down that route because I feel like I can't really hold that many plants. And I think I'm maturing in my plant hobby, I guess. I feel like I'm learning to accept that my plants will grow the way they do in my environment, and really to try to find that balance that works for me. So I'm sharing this with you and hoping that you will find your balance eventually as well, because how many gallons of water, how many times a week are you going to carry back and forth from your living room? I still do it, but I do it with my plant hobby, and you know, the plants are happy, but the fish are happy with the water changes, but then I take that water and I get to reuse it for my plants, and my plants love it. I think it's just all the micronutrients that are in the water, and it's really easy for the plants to absorb. So if you have a fish tank and have not been using your fish water, you're literally dumping liquid gold. It is what they call it. If you have more plants, more moisture means more humidity, and that's really the fun part of this hobby. You get to watch your plants grow, and they tell you whether or not you're doing a good job or you're sucking. I recommend going over to Betsy Begonia's propagation box video. I use that to start mine, and it was a great resource. And if you don't have the space, you can watch this video that I made a mini greenhouse out of a Ziploc bag, super easy to do. And if you're interested in more propagation tips, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so we can stay in touch. Until next time, happy growing.